Something small went wrong this morning, and I've been carrying it all day like it was something unforgivable. It was just a message. I read it 3 times before replying, then deleted my response twice. Even now, hours later, I can still feel it sitting somewhere behind my ribs. Not the message itself, just the possibility that I said something slightly off, slightly cold, slightly wrong. No one else would call that a problem. But my mind doesn't need big problems. It makes do with small ones. I live in a small village where the mornings begin with the sound of metal shutters opening and someone sweeping dust from in front of their shop. Our house stands near the edge, where the wheat fields begin. From our rooftop, you can see the road stretch out thin and pale, like it's unsure where it's going. People here know me as the calm one, the reliable one. I help my father with accounts in his small fertilizer shop. I greet elders properly. I don't raise my voice. I don't create scenes. If someone forgets something, I remember it. If something needs fixing, I handle it quietly. They say I'm mature for my age. What they don't see is how long it takes me to decide what shirt to wear because I'm thinking about who I might run into. Or how I replay conversations while lying in bed, adjusting my words in my head like it might somehow fix them retroactively. In the shop, I measure out sacks of grain supplements and calculate totals without mistakes. My father trusts me. Customers nod approvingly. "You're lucky," one of them told him once. "Your son is steady." Steady. I like that word. But steadiness on the outside feels different from the inside. Inside, it's not steady. It's constant motion. A loop that doesn't end. Around noon, when the sun was high and the shop felt thick with heat, my phone buzzed. It was from Adil, a friend from college who moved to the city last year. "Bro, are you coming this weekend or not?" That was it. Simple. Casual. I stared at it longer than I should have. If I say yes, he'll expect me to stay 2 days. If I say no, he'll think I'm avoiding him. Maybe he already thinks I'm distant. I haven't visited in months. Maybe I'm becoming the boring friend who never leaves his village. Maybe he only asked out of formality. I typed, "Not sure yet." Shop work is heavy. Deleted it. Type, "I'll try." Deleted that too. It shouldn't matter this much. It's just a weekend plan. But my mind doesn't see small things as small. It stretches them until they feel like decisions that define who I am. Eventually, I wrote, "Probably can't. Things are busy here." He replied with a thumbs up emoji. That was it. No argument. No guilt. Just a thumbs up. But I felt something tighten inside me. Was that a disappointed thumbs up? A careless one? A polite one? I imagined him reading my message and shrugging. I imagined him telling someone he's changed. For the rest of the afternoon, while weighing sacks and writing invoices, my thoughts kept circling back. Maybe I should have explained more. Maybe I sound uninterested. Maybe he'll stop asking. I know how this sounds. I know it's excessive. But knowing doesn't stop it. In the evening, after closing the shop, I climbed to the rooftop. The sky was turning soft orange, the kind that makes everything look gentler than it actually is. Children were still playing in the lane below, shouting over a cricket match. Somewhere nearby, someone was frying onions. The smell drifted up with the cooling air. From here, the village looks peaceful, balanced, as if nothing is ever too much. I leaned against the low wall and replayed the message again. It's not just about a deal. It's never just about the thing in front of me. It's about a pattern. The way my mind grabs onto small uncertainties and refuses to let them go. Last week, I spent an hour wondering if I had offended my cousin because she paused before replying to my joke. That's all it took. A few days before that, I couldn't sleep because I thought I might have undercharged a customer by mistake. I checked the register twice the next morning. It was correct. Of course it was. Sometimes I think my mind doesn't trust me, like it's waiting for proof that I'm flawed. The truth is, I've always been this way, even as a child. If a teacher frowned while looking in my direction, I assumed it was because of me. If two friends whispered, I assumed I was the topic. No one ever told me I was a burden. No one ever said I wasn't enough. But somehow, I learned to anticipate disapproval anyway. Maybe it's because I'm the older son. Responsibilities settled on me early. My father never forced them. They just appeared naturally. Carry this. Count that. Handle the customer. Speak politely. Don't make mistakes. I don't resent it. I'm proud that he trusts me. But somewhere along the way, I started believing that one wrong move could undo everything. That if I disappoint someone, even slightly, I shrink. As the light faded, I thought about a deal again. In the city, his life looks bigger, fatter. He sends pictures sometimes, cafes, new friend, busy streets lit at night. I look at them and feel something I don't name easily. It's not jealousy exactly. It's more like a quiet question. Am I falling behind? And then another voice answers, you're doing what you're supposed to do. And then another one interrupts, but is this all? This is how it goes. One thought opens the door for 5 more, each one carrying a small doubt. When I lie down at night, the room feels smaller. The fan hums overhead. The walls hold the day's heat. I close my eyes, and instead of sleep, I get replay. The message. The thumbs up. What if he stops inviting me? What if I'm becoming irrelevant? What if everyone else is moving forward and I'm just maintaining? I turn to my side. I tell myself it's nothing. That people have bigger problems. That I should be grateful. Gratitude doesn't silence the mind. It just makes you feel guilty for having noise in the first place. A few days later, something small happened again. An elderly customer came to the shop, someone who's known my family for years. I calculated his total and told him the amount. He hesitated for a second before handing over the cash. Are you sure that's right? He asked gently. It was harmless, a simple question. But my chest tightened instantly. Did I miscalculate? Did I look careless? Does he think I'm incompetent? I rechecked the numbers. They were correct. He nodded and smiled, apologizing for doubting. But the damage was already done. For the next hour, I kept reviewing the transaction in my head. The tone of his voice, the look on his face. It's exhausting. This constant scanning for hidden meaning. By the time evening came, I felt drained in a way that had nothing to do with physical work. I went back to the rooftop again. It's becoming a habit, this quiet retreat above everything. The fields were darker now, the horizon fading into gray. A train passed in the distance, its sound low and steady. I sat on the cool concrete and let my thoughts run without trying to organize them. Why do I do this? Why can't I let small things remain small? Maybe it's fear. Not of failure exactly, but of being misunderstood. Of being seen as careless or indifferent. I want to get it right. Every time. With everyone. But life doesn't work like that. People misinterpret. Conversations end awkwardly. Messages are brief. Pauses happen. Still, my mind treats each one like evidence. There was a moment sitting there when something inside me felt tired in a different way. Not panicked. Popcorn. I imagined what it would be like to let a message stay unanswered for an hour without constructing 10 scenarios. To let a thumbs up be just a thumbs up. I don't know how to do that yet. But for the first time, I noticed something else. All this overthinking, it comes from caring. From wanting to be good. Reliable. Considerate. It's not a flaw born from cruelty or arrogance. It's fear tangled with responsibility. That doesn't make it easier, but it makes it less shameful. The next day, I sent another message. Maybe I overthink these plans. Just been busy. Hope you're good. It wasn't perfect. I hesitated before sending it, but I didn't delete it. He replied a few minutes later. Of course, I know. Come whenever. That was it. Simple. Uncomplicated. I felt something loosen slightly. Not disappear. Just loosen. I know this won't fix everything. Tonight, I'll probably still replay parts of my day. I'll still analyze pauses and tones. That pattern is old. It won't dissolve in one realization. But maybe I can start questioning the voice that questions everything. Maybe I can pause before assuming the worst. As I stand on the rooftop again, watching the last bit of light fade from the fields, I think about how quiet this village is at night. From far away, it looks still, full. Up close, there are always small sounds. A door closing, a dog barking, someone coughing in another house. Stillness doesn't mean silence. It just means the noise isn't loud. Maybe I'm like that too. From the outside, steady. Inside, always something moving. And maybe that's okay. Maybe the goal isn't to stop thinking entirely. Maybe it's to stop treating every small thing like it's the end of something. The message this morning wasn't a disaster. The question at the counter wasn't an accusation. The thumbs up wasn't rejection. They were just moments. I'm still learning how to let them be that.